And we're good. We are live, and I think this is episode 14 because it didn't get uploaded last time. We lost too much of the video.
So to recap off of what happened in the original episode 14, they had just concluded a fight. The Elven City was laid under siege by 3 dark paladins with shiploads of corrupted individuals. And these ships laid down due to the hurricane that Nyx had summoned with the help of Ellie. As the ships went down, they disgorged their corrupted individuals into the city, and as these undead individuals ran amok, bringing people down and converting them through less than savory means, the party did their best to either kill the invading paladins or evacuate the city, and doing a little bit of both, they were able to destroy 3 of the ships with the help of Kalar and Murphy. And as they have made it out of the city, Kalar set a fire around the outer ring of the city that would slowly burn inwards. As everybody has made it out of the city, all of you are kind of approaching the same forest that you left from, leaving the Feywilds. Indeed, the shrooms. They are called myconoids, and they are not unhappy to see you guys. They're, as amicable as they could be. But they're still just kind of waving from the tree line a fair bit of ways away. As you and Kalar and everybody kind of land, you have Ellie, Lord Alleroy, and one of the OSHA boys.
Ooh.
And Lord Alleroy looks absolutely devastated.
Is no one gonna notice that Ellie is now wearing armor she didn't have before?
That is up to them if they choose. I cannot announce that. I can announce that, but
I was gonna say,
I figured
as a heard that.
Oh.
I don't know, everyone's kind of in weird headspace currently.
As Lord Alleroy approaches... Hold on, I need to turn on my air conditioner. It is so hot, but it's so cold outside. I don't understand. But as Lord Alleroy approaches, I'm going to do some weird things with my body. Just deal with it for a moment.
He's becoming a pretzel guy.
Into the table.
Pretzel gang.
He's becoming a blooming Leviathan. He's diving into the ground like water.
I am the table Leviathan.
Leviathodo.
Leviathodo. Hold on, get back to my chair. Okay.
Bear. Get out of there.
Oh, damn it, I've lost my hands.
Go get.
Good job.
He always does that.
Yay, I found them. My room is dark, and I don't put them anywhere helpful.
Of course you don't. Atlas, go to bed.
What? Get down from there.
No.
Tap your controller.
The fingies are moving.
Yeah, no, it's not desync.
Nope, no, it's all the way
just
down.
being a shitter.
Are you sure it's not just dead?
No, it's not dead. It was on charge. Oh, what is happening?
The gods decided that you were the chosen one.
Oh, I was just levitating. All right.
He's experimenting drift now.
All right. I am comfortable. What was the last words I was saying?
Talking about Lord Allery. Alleroy.
Lord Alleroy, the OSHA boy, and yeah, that's it. Lord Alleroy and the OSHA boy are walking towards you guys, and Lord Alleroy looks absolutely devastated.
Huh? Yeah. Fucking interrupting. Go ahead.
Lord Alleroy and OSHA boy watch as you guys approach.
Okay.
Any of you can say anything. I'm turning it over to you guys.
Nyx kind of just shakes the OSHA boy's hand, but is refusing to make any sort of eye contact with Lord Alleroy or even look in his direction generally.
The OSHA boy takes your hand and places, like, as he shakes, he places one hand over the top of yours, and he kind of nods understandingly before looking back over his shoulder at Lord Alleroy, who at least has the decency to look away, ashamed. The OSHA boy pulls out the contract.
It's me turn.
It is your turn.
Time to
So
sign.
it was me last. I don't know. May Ellie be walking up with, like, floating off the ground, walking on lightning?
Of course.
Or sliding across it, I guess.
I just like to imagine your legs are locked and you're just like...
No, like...
Oh, walking on the lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. We can do that. So as you approach Ellie, you see the OSHA boy waving at you. And he's kind of a little awestruck as you seem to be walking on a lightning bolt and slowly descending towards them. Lord Alleroy turns to address you, Ellie. And while saying it loud enough for all to hear, Lord Alleroy once again makes it known the contract was to stop something before it began. And that is already far too late for all of this. I still want peace for whatever of my people is left.
Nyx is going to finally acknowledge him and go, if you so choose to sign these papers, your people will find safe haven in the new city being built on those grounds.
In the meantime, do you mind if I go try and talk to someone, see if, they might offer some help?
Are you asking Lord Alleroy this?
Both. Both Alroy and Nyx.
Lord
I'm
Alleroy
just gonna have a
nods.
conversation with someone and see if they help. Because I'm not asking them for help. I'm being smart.
Just make sure you sign the paper before you leave, but otherwise I don't care what you do
I will.
currently.
So, with that, the OSHA boy with the hard hat pulls a long feathered quill out of the air, signs his name, and for the first time, roll me perception checks.
5. We ain't
7.
saying shit
You
today, Captain.
see,
Oh.
you see that OSHA boy with the hard hat and clipboard does have a name. And you briefly glimpse it while Alroy signs. And it is in Elvish.
Ooh.
Before he
I kinda
snaps
guessed he
his
was an elf.
finger. And the scroll that contains the contract disappears in a flash of blue smoke. And small feathers begin to stream towards the ground. With that, OSHA boy
Still don't.
turns, bows low at the waist, before a blinding flash of light, so bright that it scorches the earth where he was standing, takes him away.
The fuck?
With that, Lord Alroy, looking
What
puzzled,
about the other 3?
they were not there at this moment. Lord Alroy, looking puzzled, kind of conspiratorially whispers to you, Ellie. Did they always do that?
No.
Oh. He wrote me a lot of tickets, but do you think those still count now? Say this, a large, like,
But I doubt
old
it's as many as
school,
we've seen someone else get.
a large binder looking thing puffs up in a small puff of smoke and thuds on the ground in front of him. And it says, The Black Book of Transgressions, stamped
Yeah,
in it.
you might want to pick that up, because that is on the ground. And that could be considered littering.
I'ma pick it up and casually
You're
burn
gonna
it.
As
Now
you
that
pick it up,
is destruction of documents.
That'd be one ticket though, over the how many ever they wrote.
they weren't for you, they're for Lord Alroy. But
I don't
since you
care.
picked it up and burned it, a
These
single
people just lost their
piece of
entire fucking city. You think I give a shit about a fucking ticket right now?
a single piece
Shit.
of paper appears out of the sky in front of you, rolls out. In you've seen a howler from Harry Potter. It basically just goes before puffing into a puff of smoke.
I'm just gonna kind of side eye Alroy and just be like, "You're welcome," and just continue walking, dragging Kayla
Ellie,
behind me, just like, "Come on, bitch."
Ellie, roll me a perception check.
What? Is there a blanket on the ground somewhere?
You don't see anything. You roll me a perception check. You roll 2.
It's a 13. What the fuck happened?
Wait, roll 2.
Alright, you roll your other one, because you have a companion.
What got 11 as well. We both got 13 and 11.
Okay. Murphy kind of walks up, and he leans down conspiratorially with the two of you, and he's like, "You guys see the Birdman, or am I still just kind of dazed?"
Oh, ask him to point it out?
As he turns over his shoulder, he's scanning the crowd.
I'm gonna look with him.
Like,
a Birdman.
There's a Birdman over here. I just saw him. He's like, I have an idea.
Oh god. Murphy?
Detect bird. What?
Don't do it.
Oh my god.
It's so racist. Don't do
it.
But I saw it. And if it's not there...
We can go look for it. But, like, screaming... If there's a... Murphy.
Been a really long day. You know... I might be tripping balls.
I highly doubt it. I'm gonna look around and see if I can spot the Birdman.
Roll me a perception.
I can't see with all these people.
We both rolled a 3. What the fuck?
I'm just gonna...
What is with us rolling the same shit?
I am sincerely sorry.
I got the opposite of that.
I can't
Chimkin.
They're currently looking for you, Rev.
Okay, context for the last 20 seconds that happened in universe, or whatever's pertinent to what I am experiencing.
Murphy has never seen a kinku. So Murphy walked up to them and is like, do you guys see the Birdman? Or am I, like, tripping right now?
Okay.
What's his character?
So I'm in front of Murphy.
Rev.
Behind us. You're behind us somewhere.
So
like
to
R-E-V?
lay out the battlefield. REV, Rev.
Meant to be Russian, but anyway. I'm trying to get a mental picture, so I'm behind the party, like, where exactly? Like, just walking down the road, or...?
Yeah, you're just, like, in a crowd of people walking with us. With us, you're, like, a bit behind us. Somewhere.
You're leaving just a destroyed city that's currently surrounded by a wall of fire. And a hurricane, apparently.
I'm getting a mental picture.
Intermittently, you can hear Ace firing shots into the surrounding woods that were around the city.
As of now.
I think I know what he's doing.
Yes.
I think he's making a patch where there's nothing there to burn.
Do I hear Murphy say this? Do I
hear
Murphy say, look at the bird person?
Roll me a d20 and see if you perceive that. You did hear Murphy say, do you guys see the bird person, the Birdman?
I would like
just walk up and say, do you see the Birdman?
Fucking do it.
No, that's what I was gonna do. Let me Let me paint a picture, because you know I like to storytell. Alright. So, having heard the cannon shots and just the city being destroyed, he doesn't really know what's going on, nor is interested in it. But he is feeling in some kind of mood. And he hears Murphy say, you see that bird person, and he gets the idea, huh, I wonder if I could fuck with this guy. So he sort of shimmies his way as they're walking over to him, and sort of just sort of like he doesn't look at Murphy, but he just sort of like stares straight ahead and just says and repeats what Murphy said back to him.
See
and
that
then
bird
pats
man?
Murphy
Oh
on
my-
the shoulder and continues walking. And then pats Murphy on the shoulder and continues walking.
So Murphy, upon hearing this, slowly turns around and he grabs Ellie by the top of the head and he's like,
Look with
you
me.
see him, you see him too, right? And did he just
Yes.
did that was me, but that wasn't me?
Nix is just
Murphy-
gonna look over and is
You
like,
gotta
"The
think
fuck?"
that I've seen some weird shit. Being able
Okay.
to cross dimensions.
That's fair. I would like to say, in my normal voice, which is basically sounds like, you know, a raven, I'm gonna say that wasn't you, or that wasn't me.
That wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Because I can't. That's all I can say is that wasn't me.
Murphy's gonna squint. Roll me a deception. D20.
Damn it.
Murphy definitely knows.
Murphy turns and one massive armored finger points inches away from your beak and he says, "It was you." What are you?
No, I wasn't. Don't know what you're talking about.
What are you?
Rev's gonna like, he's like, yeah. He's not gonna say yeah, he's gonna say, it was me. And Shorter just shrugged.
Damn, we could have gaslit Murphy.
I love it.
That's fucked up. We could torment the already tormented individual.
Yo, it's not.
Murphy kind of just takes his hand and he rubs the side of his face. And he pinches himself.
I'm gonna roll for knowing
He's-
what he is.
So, as a druid, you are familiar with several avian species that permeate the woods. You've heard tales of tribes of large raptors from the corvid family, known as kinkus. While never having seen one in person, you've read plenty about them.
I'm gonna just look over Murphy's shoulder and just go, "That's a kinku." Just casually.
Murphy's gonna look at you, and back at you, then you again, and he's gonna look at his hands. He's gonna look at both of you, and he's gonna like lean close to you and be like, Did I die back there? Are you dead too? Are we in hell? What happened?
Why do you think we're in hell?
I'm trying to recall if I've heard the word no. I have not heard the word no.
No.
Okay.
No.
What? Why do you?
Giant
think
bird.
It's a
I fought
kinku.
my friend. He kinda whooped my ass.
You killed him.
No.
Oh no, you didn't. How did you get away?
I heard Kalar screaming words of entropy, and I know where
This
that
is going
road
to
leads.
remind Nyx, and she's gonna like look back over at Kalar and give him a death glare. He's like, "What were you thinking?"
Kalar's gonna look at you and be like, "What do you mean?"
You were told to leave the city. Why the fuck did you come back?
I wasn't told to stay out of the city. I was told
You
to leave the city.
We're told to leave and not look back. We said we'd meet you outside of it. You weren't supposed to come back. That was obvious enough in the orders.
And you disappeared. You were gone.
I didn't go
I was
anywhere.
alone. I didn't know that.
And how did you think destroying the city was going to help that? How did you think getting yourself killed was going to help that?
I didn't think about that. I just reacted.
Okay, so say I did get taken. How do you think you destroying everything was going to help find me? You would have destroyed all the evidence to show where I went.
It's not that I thought you were taken. I thought you were gone.
Either way, you were told to leave.
He kind of just gets quiet and bows his head, kind of looking at the ground.
I'm gonna pull him close to me and just keep walking with him at my side. Kind of like half hugging him while we're still walking. Just like, not mad at you. I was worried about you, Kaylar. You about lost control. You don't know how to control that yet. You can't go on a blind rage. That can kill a lot of innocent people, on top of the enemies that you're trying to murder. And those so-called enemies weren't evil entirely either. They were corrupt. They were being
Puppets.
forced to bargain for their lives.
There was nothing left in them.
That's not true.
They were puppets. Husks.
Some of them were, some of them weren't.
I was gonna say, not all of them. Some were still there. Some still knew. I watched a lot of shit from my knees. Hell, I thought I was gonna die watching you off yourself in a fucking city as well.
You kind of feel like you feel a wealth of emotions before a slight bit of anger floods through before it's immediately shut off. He says, I will listen, and I won't do it again.
You just have to get that under control before you try helping. I know that's all you were trying to do. But you have to know how to control it first, bud. It's something we'll work on.
You are all I have known. And he doesn't say anything else. He just continues walking by your side. Now, Ellie, you see the bird person.
Barb.
The kinku. What is this?
Okay, so good. I need like a picnic blanket.
You want a picnic blanket?
Yeah.
And I will say at this point, all of you have kind of like noticed that the front of the pack of survivors of the city of Dueldenvarden have made it into the Myconoid forest. And the Myconoids have kind of all swarmed around you, and you can see some of them, some of the little mushroom people are running out and grabbing people and picking them up and slowly carrying the wounded over to certain areas. And you can see Lady Joy at the front kind of issuing orders to the Myconoids and getting, like, trees are moving and bending out of the way to clear space for everybody, you're watching as Lady Joy waves her hand and the trees uproot themselves and begin slowly traversing the ground and setting themselves down into a pretty close fit together to kind of give them a good shelter because it is still raining. The hurricane that you guys have summoned is not moving this way, but the wind and the rain has been pelting you guys for the better part of a few hours. So as you approach this resting point, you're going to pull out a picnic blanket and begin making tea. Yes?
Well, actually, Floof does need to stop the hurricane. It was her magic that started it.
Oh no, you should probably let that keep going.
I was gonna say, it's just nature
No.
anyways, so it will stop on its own eventually. Once it gets
I would let
cold enough and dry enough.
because you're about 4 hours away.
Not to mention, it wasn't like wild magic. It's not uncontrolled. It can easily be shut off.
Mm-hmm.
It's just nature doing what nature does. Sort of.
Rev,
Well,
you
I still need
see
to cover from the rain, though.
You're not close enough to it.
the trees are being formed into shelters. And the myconoids they're not getting you high with the spores this time.
I think that's a controlled thing. Like, they can control it. They just chose to make us high the first time they met us. Were they going to eat us? They were going to eat us.
No.
Yes, they were.
They were not going to eat you.
Then why were they making us high?
They're friendly people.
They were
Because
making
they're
sure that
stoners.
they were making sure you weren't hostile towards them.
Oh. Fair enough.
They're
What better way to do
stoners.
that than get everybody stoned? You can't be mad while you're stoned. It's not possible.
Don't agree.
I mean, it's almost impossible. Yeah.
There's complete opposites when it comes to people being high. It's just like being drunk.
Actually, no. I did know someone that every time he got high, he got fucking belligerent and angry.
Like I
Wow.
said, it's just like
And he was like
alcohol.
15. I'm like, you need to stop this stupid shit.
You can't vibe with me no more, because if you become cranky while we're all just out vibing and
Yep.
you ruin mine, I'm gonna be like, bro, you're uninvited. I don't know how you got here, but you gotta get somewhere else. Go sit in the
Yep.
corner and think about it. Being put in timeout. That being said, Rev, you see this picnic blanket be pulled out of a heaven bag, shook out, and set down inside these trees that have been kind of twisted into a makeshift building. And I will say that y'all are all right here. Who is this? This is Tink. Tink is also gonna stay with the ship because Tink has not had a great day.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Murphy? I can't see the characters from where I'm sitting.
Here's Murphy, and I will say everybody is over here. Lady Joy is kind of directing traffic. Ellie and Lord Alroy is currently speaking with Lady Joy. But the picnic table has been set, and with no invitation, Rev, you just kind of see this picnic blanket set down, and you sit down there with Ellie, and you don't really like invite. You more or less invited yourself to just have a seat.
Mm-hmm. I hope you know who I'm trying to get in contact with.
I got it.
I'm
not asking
confused.
for his help because Hospitality
Oberon!
comes first. He would offer to help.
You did have another favor.
No, I didn't. I used all
No.
3 of them.
Oh, no, you
I
did
asked-
use all
no.
your favors.
I didn't have any favors. I am fulfilling favors. I have 3
Yeah.
favors to fulfill.
Remind me what those were.
I didn't note it down either.
One of them is to take Lady Joy on an adventure. The other one is to go kill the thing that gave you my curse. Or bring it back.
Oh, yeah, he wants it alive.
Either dead. Yeah. And the other thing, I can't remember what it was exactly.
I'll have to check because I didn't write it down because I thought my dummy self would just remember that, but I don't. So, as you all...
I remembered most of it, not all of it though.
As you all sit there, how would you... Because you're pretty deep into this forest, and you can look around and you notice the familiarity of where you are from where you walked out of the Fey Realms. So, that being said, how do you get Lord Oberon's attention, Lord Regulus, to make his presence known?
I'm just gonna make tea and sit down.
Roll me, because now this is more
I'm sure
ritual.
there's enough noise here.
Oh yes, there's plenty of noise, but this is more ritual now. So roll me a d20.
Why?
Because it is the way of the Fae. Hospitality is the ritual.
Why am I stuck? There we go. Yeah, I'm
Roll
just
me a
gonna wait to see
d20.
if he shows.
You're so lucky I was thinking of the number 10. So here's what happens. As you begin using your magic and you inscribe the runes to heat the water, a boil begins to happen. And as you dip the tea leaves into the pot, it begins to, or as you set the tea leaves into the cup and you pour the hot water over it, and you set it down in an unmarked tray, unclaimed plate, more, you can hear this little bit of wind that sounds like something swimming. And you hear a voice say, "Oh, somebody has decided to return to see me again." Before, without being seen, the cup of tea that you poured is lifted, and you hear the words, "I greatly appreciate it."
Oh, that was the other thing. It was to every now and then I was supposed to carry this
The teapot.
Carry
this
tea.
teapot
Yes,
with
that
me,
tea
and
all
every
the
now and
time.
again have tea with him. That was the other favor.
Nyx is just kind of gonna look up at the floating cup and be like, "Why don't you just show yourself, you fucking bastard?"
You
Roll
feel...
for insight so I can see him.
Roll for insight, D20. Rev, you go ahead and roll me a D22. Difficulty class 10, okay.
Finish.
So, you can hear the voice, but not see it.
Bug.
What?
What are you saying?
I
In
forgot.
response to what I said.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sorry.
true. No, you're okay. Lord Regulus turns to you, and you feel a wet fish be thrown at you.
Vixen
Can I
is down
grab
your
it?
lap.
roll me an Arcana and a Dexterity. So D20 twice. 10 and 11. So you are able to grab the fish, and you feel it wiggling in your hand, but there's nothing there. While Murphy sits down, and he's like letting out a deep sigh of.
I'm whacking with it.
Roll me an insight, D20.
4.
You take a lucky guess. A really lucky guess.
Good.
And you see where the teacup is at, and you aim center mass of the teacup.
Don't break
Before
my
the teacup lifts up ever so slightly and comes back down to sit back on the tray as the fish flies past. Granted, you can't see the fish. However, somebody, one of the myconoids suddenly falls face first into the. So let me draw out what the myconoids look like to give you guys like a visual representation of the little mushroom people. So it's like this, and then this,
The mushroom
and
people
then this.
that AI made.
And he's got 2 little eyes, a little mouth. And you watch one of the myconoids just face plant into the mud and lay there for a minute before Lady Joy comes over and helps him get his top-heavy self back up. Yes.
All I can think of is the little mushroom-headed people from Little Nightmares. This is what I'm thinking of.
I know what you're talking
about. I've watched you play it. Is that 1 or 2?
You're talking about the little ones you can hug, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know which ones you're talking about. Yeah, it kind of looks like that. A little more round, not so pokey topped hat. But Lord Regulus kind of tauntingly says, "Well, you'll have to aim better than that."
It's a little hard when you're invisible.
You hear, "Where's the fun in that? If you could see me, you would have hit me."
No matter, at the very least, you're not trying to kill us.
Wasn't trying to kill you in the first place.
I'm aware.
You see,
I was more referring to the ones who were more recently.
Oh? I can't be having attacks on one of ours. What happened? Ellie, he's kind of like, you see the cup is empty, but it's clear that he's walking upside down doing his thing. Actually, you can see him now. So you see him walking upside down and down an invisible wall next to you, and he kind of proffers his cup that is now empty towards you.
It works!
You see him now.
I just have to yell sight at my I just have to vision.
As you say sight, his head snaps towards you, and he's got this like, uh-oh. Before he slowly takes a sip of the tea.
I'm just gonna pick up like a really small pebble and just kind of toss it at him. Just like, bitch.
As the pebble flies towards him, he's kind of just like, oh no. Okay. And he continues sipping the tea, and he's like, For one of ours, you have poor manners. But did you give the queen the gift?
The queen. Oh. Yeah.
The queen bee.
Yes, yes.
And did she
Yeah,
in
why
turn
are you just
return?
asking that now?
Well, he didn't see us afterwards.
Because.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh.
Wait,
Yes.
didn't y'all know?
He never said anything about it whenever we learned his name.
Yeah, because we were
That's
talking to him
true.
just before we
Probably why.
left. Who cares?
Yeah.
Maybe there was a lot going on. Either way.
There was a lot going
He was
on.
probably too worried.
There's still a
He
lot
probably
going
just
on.
remembered. But yeah, we did.
So he's kind of like leaned against you, Ellie, at this point. Just like weightlessly, but he's leaned up and propped up with his elbow on top of your head. And he's like, so what happened? And why are people attacking the Fae folk?
Fae?
And where's that goose? You, dear. Whether you claim it or not doesn't make a difference. You are Fae touched. It is the way of things. It is not my doing, but
Wow.
who would dare?
There's two groups. First one knew me. They've wanted me dead long before I was a Fae folk, as you put it. The second group was corrupted. I don't even... It was a depressing fight, to say the least.
Real quick. While she's talking about this, can I just dive into my heaven bag?
He's gonna yank.
Yes,
You say, be right back.
She's gonna yank them out.
Yes, you can. And as you do this,
I need to go
Lord
write down
Regulus...
that symbol that's on my brother. Or wait, no, did that burn last time?
It burned. You're unable to transcribe it because when it is not written by the person who created it, it burns.
Can
write
I write
it except for like just
part of
leave
it
one little
on one
detail out
piece
of
of
it?
paper, rip that out of the book, write another part of it, and pull that out so it's separated and it's not a complete symbol?
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, you can. And it is a list of symbols, and I will draw them out, if you don't mind. But I will
Okay,
allow
well,
you
I
to
need
do
those
this.
to pull out.
So the symbols that you see, and you take the... You don't use your transcription quill. You write this by hand, and you see... How did I do that?
I don't know what this means.
Pretty sure he's just making this up as he goes.
No, I have a way of doing this. I'm trying to remember how I did it.
No, it's not made up because this and this is the same thing. These are actual letters. I don't know what the fuck it says though.
What? Oh. Come on. Yo, let's go. Bear, come here. Come on, get in here.
At 11, can you get Devlin?
I guess.
Okay, thank you.
I'll get it. God.
No.
I just wanted them overall to leave me the fuck alone.
Do you know what it says?
No, it's the other thing that I was just hearing from Flushev's head. No, I don't.
But as you present this to Lord Regulus, I presume you have some sort of need as you hop back out of the bag and right into the same position
I'm just gonna
where
say
his elbow is still propped.
this is what was on one of them.
As he takes the papers from you, he pulls them together to make one continuous word. And as both explode into flames when they touch each other, he kind of waves his hands off, and the cup of tea is still just floating where he left it. And he's like, well, it says Gil and Gamesh. So I'm not sure what that has to do with anything.
Well, it's one word, which means it's Gilgamesh.
It's a claim.
Not Gil and
No,
Mesh.
it is
I don't know
two words, but said as one. It is Gil and Gamesh.
But Gilgamesh is one person.
Yeah.
Either
As
way,
you say that, he snaps his head to you, and he's like, places a finger to his lips. Careful about how loudly you say that.
why?
The belief that he is one person would probably grant him some sort of power. Again, names are a very powerful magic in and of themselves.
What do you think it's going to summon him?
No, but if this is what attacked you, I feel like you would have a healthier respect for the name of something that did what exactly?
Why don't you look over your shoulder and look at the burning city?
He kind of floats upwards and crosses his legs. And as he floats upwards, you see him looking at the city. Sees the hurricane, sees the wall of flames that are slowly guttering out, sees Ace bombarding the area around the city. And in sporadic bursts, Ace is dropping munitions, almost like they're targeting things. And
try to kill whatever's left.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of sinks back down, and he has a troubled expression on his face, and he's like deep in contemplation. He says, an underlord is in the overworld? Two of them?
Yeah.
What? Two? Two?
Yes, he says it is two people, but it's one body, most likely.
Oh. We heard...
What? Go ahead.
We heard it when it was released, but we're not sure what caused the destruction or what released it to begin with.
And where were the messengers of the hunt in all of this?
Gone.
This is usually their stick
No, they're still with us.
They
Some of them,
weren't.
at least. No,
They
you're
weren't.
right. Only one made
They
it
were all
out. The
gone
rest
when this
died.
happened.
They died.
Yeah.
Trying to stop it? That is usually
can I
what
just
they
reach in my
do.
arm? Can I reach my arm into my heaven bag and just pull out the severed arm? Oh, here's part of one.
What?
The rest of him is in my bag. Just stuff it back in there.
What are you talking about?
The arm of
As
that one
you-
fucker who was working with them.
As you pull out the arm and you hold it up,
the arm of one of the messengers of the hunt?
Lavidash.
Not the messenger of Lavidash.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's not a
He's
messenger
in
of
my
the hunt,
bag.
though. He's not a messenger of the hunt,
He
though.
was with them.
No.
He was soulbound. But
he wasn't one of the messengers of the hunt, though.
Still, and
no, he wasn't.
He was with Nyx's parents. He was one of the tieflings that attacked. He wasn't one of the messengers.
He had bargained with the messengers of the hunt, and that's why Lord Alroy and Lavidash both had the band on their wrist. The tattoo of the...
So yes, they were working with them.
He's bargained with Nyx's parents. The tieflings who originally attacked. The ones with the boss health at the very start of the fight in the very first room that we had entered when we entered the castle. That's who he was bargained with. The ones who came through the portal. He had nothing to do with the messengers of the hunt. He was there for collection. The messengers of the hunt also had bargained with those people, but they weren't connected in any way. But Lord Alroy is still technically a messenger of the hunt. He's just not still bargained with Nyx's parents.
With Nyx's parents. Yes, this is true.
So we do have a messenger of the hunt. Actually, we have
one left.
messenger of the hunt. He's the only one alive.
Yes, you have the messenger of the hunt.
I'll probably... I'll just look at not Lord Alroy. I'll look at Regulus. And just be like, we have a messenger of the hunt. The rest are dead.
He kind of sets his cup of tea back down and he's like slowly lowering the saucer for another refill, and he's like, that does seem to keep happening to them. For most of it, they have been kind of a safeguard against this kind of thing. Although everybody kills them, and I'm not sure why.
Maybe because
he
they
kind of
murder innocent people.
There's a hard line with a lot of gray area between the terms innocent and prophesied, and
I'm going to just look over at him, be giving him the biggest fucking death glare.
I don't believe that they killed you.
They tried to.
They tried. Several times.
And failed in the attempt. Each and every time.
The reason they failed is because I called upon my patron.
Oh? Bargaining with things like that now, are we? And he takes a sip of tea, but he's kind of looking out the corner of his eyes. You wouldn't bargain with me, but you were more than willing to bargain with, what, a demon?
God. Piece of a god, at least. I didn't have much of a choice.
He kind of spits his fucking tea everywhere. You did what? The lost fragment of Anvanak, and Murphy kind of turns his face away and is trying to look as small as possible.
I'm just gonna walk behind Nixie and just pull out the lamp and just Put it back.
We still have it.
He's going to, like, having spit the entire cup of tea out, he's gonna slowly lower it back down towards you, Ellie. He's like,
refill it.
Forgive my manners. I apologize. There's... Where is Akatush? And you can see him, like, squinting his eyes, searching the area, and you can feel a magical radiance,
I think,
emanating from him, and he's like, okay.
He's on vacation. Unless
He's on
needed.
vacation.
That's what he did! He went to a fucking beach! The second we freed him, you'd think he'd want away from all the fucking sand. No, this motherfucker goes to a goddamn beach!
He wanted water, thank you. It's really hot in the desert. It's really hot at the beach, but there's water.
Actually, generally, depending on the season you go, the beaches are pretty fucking cold.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to, the only one I've ever been to, the sand was so hot I wanted to die. And I didn't bring flip-flops.
You have to take flip-flops,
You go
take them off,
spring,
and
fall
step on the
time,
sand slowly,
fucking
and keep your feet up, and then you can walk on it, and you'll
spring
be fine.
especially. Spring, you go in the spring, freezing fucking cold. Either way, back on topic.
Or if you go to a beach that's up north, or down south,
Yeah, she just kind of.
like
He's
to the
not
other end of the
here.
globe.
He's on vacation, sort of.
Without the lamp?
Well,
Yeah.
yes. I freed him.
Piecing this together a little slow there.
That's how we met.
Why?
It was the only way to get him to cooperate without technically making a wish.
Clever.
I mean, we destroyed a city.
That was intentional. I did
That
that on
was fake.
purpose.
I know.
Clever,
God,
clever.
okay, out of character real quick. You destroyed 2 cities. I hope you know that.
No.
3,
Only one.
2.
Only one.
No, 2. She's
Veldheim
destroyed the
wasn't
one
your
as,
fault.
I wasn't talking about that.
the other place. And she's also destroyed Opolis. Like,
I
I
know
destroyed
Opolis.
Opolis.
Floof.
In this most recent
She
city,
destroyed
we
Opolis.
technically destroyed that because I fucking summoned a hurricane in the middle of it.
Yeah, so technically,
I mean-
3, yes, you're right.
Just
Okay.
saying.
Well,
Damn.
Veldheim technically was going to get destroyed whether I did something there or not.
yes. Veldheim, I was probably
That's
gonna
twice
nuke
already.
as soon as they...
You've destroyed a town twice because it was gonna get destroyed in either way. The other time, you just did it because it was already fake as hell.
Fair. But as he takes another slow sip of his tea, he's like... You freed a fragment of a god.
Why do y'all act like that is so bad that he is free? I didn't unleash an underlord. I didn't unleash a fragment of one of them either. He's not a demon.
Yes, but it's kind of on a slight scale of an untethered, powerful being.
Aren't
Who do you
most
think put him in that
powerful-
lamp?
I'm all too aware of who put him in the lamp. She's gonna kind of look over to Murphy and just kind of side-eye him and just like, bitch!
No. It wasn't Murphy who put him in the lamp. I gave the
No.
lamp to Murphy.
Ha!
And told Murphy to do something productive with it.
And y'all think being productive is beings who consistently make mistakes that power? Did y'all think
Murphy
this through
turns
at all?
to look at you. Murphy turns to look at you and is like, "Excuse you?
You know good
I
and
heard no
damn well I am correct. Opolis
I
was a
heard
fucking
no
hell built hundreds of years ago. Hell!
I heard
And
no complaints for 400 years. It got a little weird there towards the end. That's not my fault.
that was your fault.
Okay, it was my fault. He kind of puffs up really big
She's gonna
before
just kind of
Kalar
lightly
looks
tap
at
him
him.
over the head. Just like,
Kalar,
Good
as you tap him, Kalar kind of goes, like, quick little head shakes. No. Before he kind of just deflates and he's just like, and Regulus kind of chuckles at it. But he looks around at all of you and he's like, well, you have Gilgamesh and a whole mess of some sort of cult. And
excuse?
was Gilgamesh the one who destroyed everything? Who physically destroyed Duelden Varden?
That's the Elven City we were just at, right?
Hey,
Yes.
can you go get him?
Sorry,
I'm kind of in the
brain
middle of a session
wasn't
right
working.
now.
How many paladins?
You don't have to if you don't
Were
want
they
to.
paladins?
Okay.
21.
Love you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
21 including the captain.
God, I want to explain all of this nonsense for you guys.
Okay, sorry. I wanted to get somebody else to go get Devlin.
To be fair, the attack on the Elven City was partially my fault. Completely my fault. But
No, not all. There were 2 attacks.
Well,
He's talking about as Wendigo.
As Wendigo, like the paladins.
But
I take complete responsibility for that. Because I did kind of send them there expecting for them to just get sacrificed or murdered. I didn't expect them to sell their souls. That was not a part of my...
My point was, there were 2 attacks. That attack, yes, Wendigo and even Twig slightly had some sort of part in that. But the first attack had nothing to do with any of that, because it was by Nyx's family. The original main castle area was completely destroyed after that battle alone. Now the city overall,
and the city was us.
I was gonna say the city overall we destroyed using a hurricane, fire, ice.
Was the rest of it us? The start of it, we did not start that.
We finished
Both fights we did not start. We were finishing them.
Lord Regulus is taking all this information in and he's like,
oh, and the bad guys got away.
To where?
Don't know.
I don't know. Ask the girls. I haven't had your car.
Someone fired a laser at me.
I
think, or was it lightning? It was something.
It was a green beam of
laser.
necrotic energy.
She's going to look at Regulus and be like, "Which group are you asking about? Because we got attacked by 2 different groups."
Well, start with the ones who attacked you first, and let me piece the story from there.
They're in the Inferno Realm, where all the tieflings live. Main big city. Valenciennes, if that name rings any bells to you.
Sounds like an upstart name. Nothing but trouble, and the relationship to you is What exactly?
They're my
To be
family.
murdered.
My parents. Siblings.
For a brief moment, you see a look of deep sadness roll across Lord Regulus's face before he immediately masks it and, well, I believe that you standing here has told me that you have thrashed most of them.
You're funny.
Yeah, but you gotta deal with all of these homeless people now.
We didn't get anywhere near finishing off Nyx's family whatsoever. We were getting our asses kicked up until Akatush removed the main three.
I was doing okay.
You were blocking yourself from fucking dragon fire. We couldn't get anywhere with the one who had the fucking whistle to begin with up until, like, the very end of it.
And we were still making progress.
We were getting fucked in the ass.
We could have handled that. I feel like it.
Murphy almost died from one little slash.
You almost died from 3 arrows.
That was after the fact that those guys had left, though. But yes.
Yes, but that was only 3 arrows, not a necrotic slash.
I was sitting there letting myself bleed out because I was like, character has no idea what the fuck to do. Honestly has lost all hope and is just protecting thy child. Nyx is just like, protect the baby.
Having a panic attack.
Having a panic attack. Protect the baby.
Right. And as if noticing someone for the first time, he turns to look at Rev. And he goes, I am Lord Regulus. How may I address you?
Don't give real name.
Rev sort of sits and contemplates. He just says, M. Kenku.
Ah, a bird folk this far south? Not seen one of you around here before. Is there anything I can do for you to put you at ease? And with that, you see, as you say, you shake your head no, you see a tall figure appear in front of you wearing very ornate robes of a deep emerald shimmering green, holding a teacup and sitting on a giant ethereal looking koi fish as it just kind of lazily floats in place.
Him and his koi
He
fish.
says, well, are you saying this in character?
Sure.
He shoots you a look of, yes, me and my fish.
Weirdo.
Yes. They are graceful creatures.
It's a fish.
Of which you are not.
Where's my
Throw another
child?
rock at him.
Rev says
Where's
weirdo
Ivy?
again, and Rev says weirdo again in Jinx voice. Or in Nyx's voice.
Yes! I like this bird.
As Regulus turns back to you, Rev, using your voice, he says, I'm a kinku with poor manners. Before
Rev
he turns
just sort
back,
of bellows out in laughter, or as much
Oh wait,
laughter as a
hold
crow
on.
can get.
Can you stitch sentences together?
Technically, yes. I can do it in any voice at, well, whatever word.
He said, what is his name? He introduced himself with his name, not his actual name, but his alias, I guess.
I'm Lord Regulus.
You could say, I'm Lord Regulus, and I have poor manners. Using his voice.
I'm gonna say that. No. I'm gonna say that in his voice. And then I'm gonna cock my head at him and click my beak. Sort of in a mocking way, you know.
As you do this, Lord Regulus turns back to you, and you can see a slight upturn of the corner of his mouth as he's trying not to laugh.
Make him laugh!
But also trying and failing to, like, give you a stern look.
Straight face.
Weirdo. I want to find the fish that I tossed earlier and try to throw it at him again.
It's still attached to the myconoid.
Just go pick it off the myconoid. Just like, it's okay. Just ripping it off his back as I walk away with the fish.
Lady Joy sees this, and she hands you a giant, like, what do you call that? A ladle. A wooden-handled ladle. That she has, like, reaching towards a tree. She just kind of reaches out and grabs right in front of the bark and pulls a giant wooden ladle that's about 2.5 to 3 feet long.
Damn.
And she's like, this will be a much, much better option than his fish. And she kind of gives you, like, a knowing wink.
Gummy. I'll throw them both at the same time. There's no avoiding it now.
As you throw it, he's still looking at Rev, giving him a, like, stare. And as you see one of his ears twitch. Just in time for him to be turning back to see his fish, which gives him a look of horror as his poor fish is being launched at him. But you see a look of pure panic as he sees Lady Joy's wooden ladle of discipline flying towards him.
Get ladled, bitch!
He reaches out one hand out in front of him, catching his fish, and he brings it to his chest as the ladle bounces off the top of his head. And he stays there for a moment, bringing his face back down.
While that moment happens, can I say... Wait, what did he address himself as?
Lord Regulus.
I would like to say Lord Regulus. Lord Regulus is an elegant creature.
Lord Regulus, recovering from the ladle of discipline, which has reappeared in your hand after it made contact.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm keeping this. This is mine now.
Boomerang ladle.
Beware! I have a discipline spoon now.
He eyes you warily, but turns back to you, Rev. And he kind of bows low at the waist and says, I am most appreciative that you have noticed. And he kind of waves his finger and summons a small little school of the twinkling koi, and they're kind of just surrounding you. And you are filled with a sense of ease and peace before he turns back to you and Ellie, and he says, well, continue. Tell me about this second attack. You seem to be attacked a lot. As I recall, you crash landed in my living room.
That was also targeted. But the second attack wasn't necessarily targeted at us. We just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. They were after the messengers of the hunt. Gilgamesh's corrupted minions, I guess you could call them. People who have sold their soul to him.
How long has he been in the overworld? Usually some braggart like that would announce his presence.
How long ago was it that he announced it?
So it was
in the
3 days.
We were still in the castle.
Was it
3 days.
when we were in the castle? I feel like it was before that. We were still on our way.
It was as yeah, so we'll say 3 to 5 days.
He said something in the castle while the things were coming up.
You will kneel. That's right.
Oh,
Well,
yeah. He announced it twice, though. He announced it the first time when he first escaped, and then he announced it a second time when his minions showed up inside the city. I don't know where we were at during the first time.
So, already a few days out of whatever pit those creatures come from, and he has got his own dark paladins, I would presume.
How did you know about the paladins?
Anything that sells their soul is usually offered some sort of increased and enhanced strength. This is no different than him, and he points to Murphy, pledging allegiance to Anvanak.
Wouldn't you see paladins as holy, right?
Wait, what?
Wait! Oh my god, he just announced that too! I didn't realize until you said something. He just announced who Murphy's pledged to, and we know this because that's where Akatush came from. You bitch!
Mm-hmm.
How dare! Anyways.
I didn't break off the piece of the god, if that's what you're saying. That was something far beyond mine and his time.
Nix is casually climbing his fish as he's talking. The one that he's sitting on.
Oh god. He turns and he's like, well, given that a paladin is just a devout follower given over to pledges made in exchange for power. It's no different than Murphy. But, you know, it is what it is. And as he sees you begin climbing up the fish, he's like, Why are you upon my fish?
She's not gonna announce any reasoning. She's just gonna climb up behind him, grab a hold of his hand, and just drop a handful of berries in his hand, close his hand around them, and just walk away.
Right. Why?
She just kind of shrugs and is just like, anyways. We need to...
Why did... So... Lord Regulus looks around at all of the elves that are being tended to. He sees Lady Joy, or Titania, as you all know her as. Or don't know her as, actually.
No, we...
No, it's only Nixie who knows that.
Yes. He looks
I don't
around
even
and
remember
takes
why
notice.
Nix knows that. I know Nix knows it, but I don't remember why.
I can't remember right off the top of my head.
Somebody
I'll have to go
slipped
back and
and
watch
said it.
again.
I just don't remember who slipped and said it.
Unless that was completely retconned,
I don't remember.
like entirely.
It's fine. We call her Lady Joy either way, because Nix isn't outing anyone's names, so she's... Well, technically she asked for a favor after that, but the thing is, she didn't ask for a favor from Titania, because Titania never asked for her name back to begin with. But either way, Nix isn't going to out her name, so she's going to refer to her as Lady Joy nonetheless.
That being said, he looks around and he says, and these are the survivors? This is what's left?
Mm-hmm.
Sadly.
And it is such a meager amount. The elven people have paid proper tribute and respects, knowing that they have such good etiquette. They don't ask for anything, and he looks around, and then out of a city as large as Dueldenvarden, only about 300 people made it out. Several are wounded. All of this going on, and Lord Regulus sees Lady Joy constantly ushering the Myconoids around, and she is working herself pretty hard casting healing magics to kind of heal the injuries sustained from some of them.
I could assist her.
As he looks down, he says, What could I do? I offer no strings attached for just this once. My heart goes out to this. And as you're watching, two Myconoids are carrying a small child on a makeshift stretcher, and this child is missing an arm up to the elbow. The bandages wrapped tightly, and his eyes never break from that. Like as his fish even turns to kind of watch as the child goes past, and he's like, "What do you need?"
But make another thing now. God damn it.
Well, currently, I think their best choice
Does
of
Ellie
where
notice
to
the
go...
child?
Ellie does notice the child, yes.
Okay.
Their best
Ellie
place to
will
go
remember
is
this.
Vasa et Dwai, but we're not even sure if they're finished creating the city to begin with. We haven't been back there to check on it since we made the first treaty. The treaty's
The new city
finished now, but there's no telling how much work has been done since we left.
Why were we not offered peace of the treaty?
Y'all weren't part of the war.
You weren't part of the original treaty. We
well,
were remaking a treaty that was
true.
made on a fake city, and they weren't part of it.
I was going to say...
Lord Regulus kind of poo-poos at this before turning back
Would
to
you
look
like
at
to
you.
be part of it?
These are grounds of peace overall for all kind. It's just their specific kingdoms were who were fighting over the land to begin with.
Over sand.
I didn't even think about that. What were they fighting for?
We don't know.
There must be something else
This
out
was
there.
hundreds of years ago. Cause fucking Murphy.
But they didn't get Akatush until after the fact because that's how they made it whole. So what the fuck were they fighting for to begin with? Because nobody cares about a territory that has nothing on it that's like worth anything. Sand isn't worth that much. What the fuck were they fighting for?
We don't know, and I
I
doubt
didn't even
they
think
do.
about that. Might have to go out there and figure that out. I didn't even think about it.
This was a while ago. I don't think that's important.
You never know. There could be something else there that might actually be important for whatever reason.
Roll me perceptions. All of you.
Got a fucking 9.
Ooh. Rev, you take notice of strange behavior from one of the new people you just met. But given that you don't know them well enough yet, this could be just their normal behavior.
Wait,
Ooh.
which person is this?
You didn't roll. I can't tell you.
True. Fuck.
There are only so many that knew about it at that time. Murphy and Regulus. We don't have anyone else in our group old enough to have even been there back then. Unless Joy was a part of that.
My primal instinct is to just point at Murphy and yell fish.
I'll throw the ladle at him. Bonk!
1 second.
He has to compose himself because he knows I'm onto him. The little movement, it tells me all I need to know. Smooching. We're on to him. I need my dice roller back.
Fuck.
What? What's wrong?
It might be a minute.
What you mean? Somebody needs you. You can go AFK for a little bit. We can take a quick break.
Stop raiding Fern's pockets.
It's Bush, though. Fern is his kobold, and I think
You do Fern so dirty.
Somebody's stealing from him.
For me, it's 8 gold. For the person who made the fucking recipe, it's 6 gold. You just looked over at me, 8 gold. And I paid it. I'm not a chump. I wanted the... I'm gonna make money off of this. I'm poor. You're like 75% of the reason.
Oh yes, Smudgeon, that's one thing you don't have to worry about with our group currently. We are nowhere near being poor.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, we got like what, over 4,000 gold or some shit.
I have it written down. We have, as a whole, 4,765 gold.
I can't afford anything
Yeah,
else. I need full
ain't broke.
plate.
Well, we did take down a dinosaur
We were broke
and
once.
save like several cities.
It's so bad
Yeah.
that I am this
The
poor.
king gave us a lot of money.
I'm 18 and you have an armor class. You're a fucking range support. No, you're not. You have 55 health and I have 60 as a paladin. That's bullshit. They should have tried to eat you first yesterday. What's the secret? This is bullshit and I want you to know it.
What is happening right now?
They're arguing about their session the other day. Oi, will you two stop being gay? Take it to another room.
Ye olden bullshitter.
Ye olden bullshitter.
Okay, we get it. Y'all wanna fuck. Take it to another room.
You...
Oh my god, please.
God damn it. He wanted one.
I don't think he can even hear me to begin with. Oh, he can. You're a fucking gay bitch. Your mic's not picking him up properly.
You know what? You can be an engineering specialist with explosive. That's fine. But the fact that you have the same health pool as me is bullshit.
We're going to get back to the game.
OSHA certifications do not give you health buffs. No!
Alright, could you make a new chaotic quotes channel so I can write that down?
I mean, we can roleplay while he's over there.
You know what? I'm gonna bring the... I'm going to bring the OSHA boys.
I mean, it's up to you.
Nick's gonna look over at you and be like, "So what you here for, huh?"
The word traveler hasn't been uttered yet, so you're just gonna shrug.
Oh, she could like give those as options of like, you a traveler, you out here looking for money, like, what are you? Why are you here?
Traveler.
Okay. I'm trying to think of how to word this. So is there a reason you chose to follow the rest of the people that escaped the city?
So, I'm gonna do charades, because I don't think any of the words that I'm about to convey are going to have been uttered, so he's gonna, like, take out, like, you know how you do, like, to mimic walking, you sort of, like, take your two, robbed by a Kenku is bullshit. Damn. So he's gonna like.
Oh, just being gay for each other. Go fuck already.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Fucking try me, bitch.
Turn around. I'll put my
Come
leg
at me,
trackers
motherfucker.
on.
Come at me, motherfucker.
No,
Go
y'all
ahead,
are having a
Smojin.
moment.
So he's gonna take
Bottom.
out like.
Mm-hmm. So he's mimicking
All right, I think
walking.
I know how to. So he's gonna like mimic walking, and then. Oh, I'm trying to figure out how to. Oh damn! I'm trying to. Okay, this is.
Mimic it
very
yourself.
hard.
Let's play some trades.
I can't. I have no arms. If
Or
you would like to
legs.
contribute to getting me arms, I would greatly appreciate it, but I can't.
Text it to Proto and make him play charades.
Sure. I don't know how to do it though. Okay.
Bully Proto.
Has the word boom been said? I don't think so.
No?
All right. I'm trying to think if
No.
walking has also been This is very hard. You know what I might just do? I might just do like in recent memory within like the past 2 sentences or so. If that's what I'm gonna probably base the last words off. Because I don't think I can do like thinking of the whole session of what Kenku hasn't heard. Hasn't heard. How do I convey this then? Okay, he's going to sort of like take a second to think and then point up like in the sky and then like you know how like you can signify an explosion like with your hands?
Mm-hmm.
That's how he's gonna do it. This basically sky. That's how I would convey it.
You saw the explosion?
Did he?
Confusion. I mean, I thought you were in the city when it happened.
The sky.
Oh no, he's gonna
exploded?
point
What?
to his ear. He's gonna point to his ear. He's gonna point to his ear. Or to whatever the hell birds have. I know they have holes.
You
inside
hear
of their head.
explosives.
Yeah, he nods.
Okay, so you heard the explosions. And so you followed the crowd?
Yeah,
I mean,
he shakes his head yes.
Makes enough sense.
I can see how this can pose some difficulties, but I'm all
This
for
peak
it.
is really comfortable.
All good.
My God.
Do you want to go to Vasa et Douai then?
Sounds like currently that's our only option. What kind of...
And
No,
what
I'd
of you,
rather
Ellie?
them not be
Go ahead.
in the in this realm because of the other thing that's kind of going all over the place.
Other thing? Huh?
Yeah. You know, the fucking demon.
Oh, you're saying to
We don't know where
leave
he's
them
at.
in the Fey realm for now?
Yes.
I mean, we
I'm
can't...
not asking.
Well, can we?
I'm just like suggesting. Sorry.
Well, he
Yeah.
said he's not going to put any ties on
So he
what
can
we
offer.
say currently, but yeah, I feel that.
I'm letting him offer.
But my biggest thing is, what What is our group
Gotta be
doing now? Like, where the fuck do we go?
I want to solve the problem of the goddamn demon.
Yeah, but are we ready for that?
Most likely not. But, I mean, I would like to save my brother and not kill him.
Maybe that's
You
where
look
we
at
start.
me like I'm gonna make you do that.
Let's start by
You
seeing if
almost
we
did.
can find a way to save your brother first.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't even know where
It's
to
not
begin
like I
about.
can ask the person next to me if they could help.
What?
Are
How
you?
do I word this
Because I don't know how to
question?
word that
Wait, word what?
without making it me have to do a favor for King or Lord Regulus. Because he knows how to fix my brother.
We haven't even really told our group about it yet. I'm trying to think of how to word this question. Not because I'm worried about like a favor being
I could
attached
have
to it
just
or
taken
anything.
off the ring and just told him to go look for the person that's wearing the chest plate of the rest of the armor that I have. And look at the symbol that way. He could have done that. Or I could have done that. But it didn't.
Yeah, that's still an option.
Does hold on.
No.
Does
I really don't want
everyone
to ask him to do that, because I'd rather have him take the elves to the Fey realm.
He said that we can ask just about anything currently and it not have a tie to it just yet. Anyways.
Yeah, but he only said one thing. That'd be two.
I guess. Yeah.
At this point, I will clarify that Lord Regulus is offering aid in whatever capacity it needs to be offered.
So we can do both.
Yeah.
Yes. He still has kind of a haunted look as he watched that kid go by on the stretcher. So he offered it to y'all without actually looking at any of you as he watched as Lady Joy is rushing around and directing myconoids.
Well, I'm gonna ask if can him or Joy like help my brother and let him go check on his condition.
Where is your brother?
I'm just gonna take off my ring and hand it to him.
As he like daintily grasps the ring, he turns it over in his hand before sliding it on a finger. And
And
he's
I'm just
like,
going to put him in the heaven bag.
so as you slam the heaven bag down over the King of the Fae, and there's a small poofing noise as he disappears into it. You can hear, from outside the bag, what you hear is a bunch of muffled cursing in different languages. In several languages, and it even goes into
Ellie is laughing
infernal
in
for a minute.
character.
Does that mean I can understand what he's saying though?
It is the most vulgar, vile, despicable things that could ever be said. But it's said in such a like melodious voice that it feels wrong. Like hearing, like imagine hearing
Calm
a
with
4-year-old
anger.
say, like a 4-year-old swearing.
I'm just gonna
Kind
casually
of
eat it intentionally right outside the bag, laughing at him.
I am also doing the same thing.
I don't know, Rebs.
after. Hold on, let me.
If he's going to use us for amusement, I'm going to use him for amusement. It's fair.
You hear what sounds like high static tension, a loud crack that sounds like thunder, and you see Lord Regulus slowly floating out of the bag along with a trail of smoke.
What happened?
What the hell?
I am almost amazed at the ability that whatever your family line is has touched so many corrupted beings and is still alive to talk about it. I'm starting to wonder if you have like a propensity for this or something.
What?
There's not much I can do for him. Much the same that I was able to help you with yours, I can do nothing about his.
God damn it.
It's because it's...
Also, you should probably let that air out for a little bit.
Then what did you do?
That's not important. I
That
would
is
just not
important.
close it up immediately.
It is important. You were in
No
my
one
bag.
is dead.
I'm gonna throw the
Can I have
ladle
my
at
ring
him.
He like daintily takes off the ring, looks at it, gives a quick nod, and hands it back to you.
Throw the ladle at him.
I'm putting it on. I'm just diving into the heaven bag to see what he
Just
did.
see what he did. I'm throwing
So
the
as you
ladle at him.
dive
Now,
in there,
mind you, when I'm saying diving into the heaven bag, I don't just mean like putting it over my head. I mean I am putting it down on the ground, I am opening it, and I'm diving into it. That's what I'm doing every single time.
roll me a
Like,
perception
full
check.
on jump and just dive in.
Okay, cool. You got an 11. So this entire the pocket dimension that is your heaven bag is filled with smoke, lightning that is still arcing off of the chest plate, and you see 2 handprints on one on each side of the chest plate, where it looked like Lord Regulus placed his hands upon it.
He tried to electrocute
He
him?
touched him and allowed him to move because of the ring touched him.
It does not look well in there. It
Goofy
does
ass.
not.
I'm gonna toss
Can
the
I go
ladle
take
at
the
him.
your
chest plate
brother-
off of my brother?
Get ladled,
You
bitch.
can.
Without touching the ring to him. So I'm doing this one-handed.
So as you remove the chest plate, you can see the palm prints that Lord Regulus left are kind of shadowy burned onto through the clothing onto your brother's chest, and they seem to be glowing with like a flickering blue spark to them. And your brother has a look of peace upon his face. instead of the look of rage that he had.
What does the symbol look like? Is it still there?
It is there, but it's
Where was
not
that
glowing
located?
brightly. It was all the way down the left side of his body. Multiple times. But it's muted.
He's loosened the grip that Gilgamesh has on him.
You hear a voice outside the bag say, "It's not permanent. I advise you hurry, if there be something you could do to help him. I do not mess with the things of the underworld."
Most don't.
Am I able to, like, hold my brother with the ring to try and see if I can ask him if there was anything left of my house that could tell
Roll me.
what dimension the creature is in that I need to go kill?
As you touch the ring to your brother, you see his eyes slowly flutter open, and a grimace of pain as he feels the two handprints on his chest burn a little brighter for just a second, and his eyes kind of focus in on you. That one glowing green eye still angrily blaring in its violent shades, but his other eye softly just looking at you.
Which eye?
His left eye is the glowing green eye.
I forgot my own lore for a minute. I gotta go read a thing.
That's okay. I will swap over to you. Lord Regulus is like, kind of looks like he's gonna be sick. But as he looks around and sees everybody, the few people of a city of thousands, now reduced to
So his right
a
eye is
mere
red.
300. His right eye is red, yes.
And his left eye is green.
Yes. A tainted green that's issuing like a magical aura is just kind of floating out of it.
Okay. Sorry, I found it very easily.
You're okay. And what is it? What is the most aid that I could offer? What is the most beneficial thing? Would you go to Vasa et Dwai? Would you issue them into my kingdom, into my realm? It is still dangerous.
Currently, I'm not sure how safe the overworld in general is, but I definitely would say the Fey realm is probably the safest. But I do have a question.
Ask away and it is answered, if I am able.
Does anyone with portal abilities have access to the Fey realm?
Not all.
Tieflings?
Are you asking? No. You are the only one, and he kind of floats in a lazy figure eight on his fish. He's like, you're the only one that has actually been invited in, walks through, and exited on good terms.
I'm not just asking about on good terms. Just in general, are they able to enter?
No.
I think what he's saying is, even if they were invited on good terms, they wouldn't be allowed to exit if they were not good.
But the thing is, they come and go through their own personal portals. That's why I'm asking about it. That's how they attacked us to begin with. They entered the room through their own portals that they made.
The
Yeah,
Fey
but I'm
realm
assuming
can
that they
be
would be
accessed. Oh, go ahead.
killed if they were to go in there, is what that sentence tells me.
Not with how powerful they are. It would be a 50-50 chance of whether the Fae win versus the Tieflings. With the kind of dark magic the Tieflings use in particular. Nyx is essentially trying to see if there's anywhere that's actually safe from her parents.
The Fey realm does not tolerate intrusion. There are proper respects paid, and I, as well, who I am, the few ways that are able to be gotten into require a system of vetting to be sure, and I or one of my trusted advisors would go see to who's trying to enter before a decision is made.
Just know they play dirty. If they ever try to enter, they don't play nice. With anyone.
My centurions are quite capable.
I hope you're right.
The thing with this strange beast you call Goose is
Y'all
different.
are afraid of a goose, which is concerning.
Wait, he touched my brother's chest plate. What is my brother's chest plate made out of?
Mithril?
Oh, that's true.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
I
it's
was so
mithril.
concerned it would be made out of iron.
Iron chest plates are weak as shit. I'm just gonna let you guys know that.
They can't touch silver, right? Or am I wrong?
No, the
No,
Fae
it's
can
iron.
touch silver. They can't
What is
touch
it?
iron.
Iron. Well, when I say they play dirty, they will use your weaknesses. If you were worried about
Hold
a
on.
goose. Oh. He's getting his doggy.
Uh-uh.
Like I said.
Wait, I swear to God, they need to learn how to make bows and arrows.
Who?
The Fae, they need to learn how to make bows and arrows. Love of God.
They generally don't need them. Fae have strong
Yes,
magics.
but they need them against people who are wearing iron, because magic doesn't work against people wearing iron
Oh, that's true.
from the Fae. They can't use magic, nor can they touch them or touch it.
Yeah, but some.
Because if they touch it, they die.
For some,
So they
even
need
arrows
long
won't do
ranged
anything.
weapons.
So you just generally have to know what the person's weaknesses are when it comes to who you're going
I'm just
up
now realizing that
against.
the best way to sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I'm just realizing the best way to communicate with Rev would just be asking yes or no questions.
Fair enough.
Uh-huh.
Cause
Unless you
can just
sit
not
there
yes or
every
no.
session and write down every word that everyone says in like a Google Doc.
It resets. It resets.
Yes, but every new word, just for the for the session, and then every session reset it. Like if you haven't heard a word, you can't use it, so you wouldn't have have it written down. But if you hear a word, you just write it down. If you don't have it.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of writing throughout each session.
Yeah, because you guys talk a lot.
Just keep in like the in between words, because we'll use those really often. We use those all the time.
But you were worried about a goose who was simply protecting its young that had a necklace or a collar,
It was a
practically, of iron. What do you think's going to happen when people, demons, come in here and intentionally try to attack you with your weakness?
He looks thoughtful for a moment before he kind of is like, they're not getting in here if I have to move this place.
Move it. What?
You can move the thing around.
If I decide that this area, which sadly is my favorite, is not suitable for defense, then I will move it.
I didn't even know they could do that.
It is not a locked dimension. But I will do what is necessary to protect not only my people, but... And he kind of looks out over all the wounded and the families that are kind of just huddled together around different campfires. I will do what is necessary.
They won't be put in danger again as long as I stay away. At least not by the people that I am currently worried about getting to them. She kind of seems deep in thought, like in her head.
Lord Regulus reaches out, hesitates, and pulls his hand back and says, "You carry a lot of weight. A lot of weight behind you. And there's not much that I can do to ease that weight at this point." He looks around at everybody, and
I'm not out of the bag
begins
yet.
he begins weaving a pattern in the air. And every now and then you kind of see like a shimmering after effect as it begins to coalesce into a giant circle, and then another circle on the outside of that, and then another circle surrounding that one. And he is deep in thought, focused, pure focus. And then you are all inside a large dining hall. This dining hall is actually here. I have this somewhere.
It's probably up above Bean.
Hold on. Only having one hand is not okay. There you go. A large dining hall. And all of you see that it's partitioned off. The myconoids are there, and they are carrying the wounded into these little Medicaid building. As he sits down, he once again brings up the contract. I know that we may not have been part of the original war, and never had any business being in it anyway, but I would put my name upon this deal to make sure that it stays that way. It would seem that there's enough going on without my indirect influence.
We'd have to relocate the OSHA boy who took the paper.
You mean the little puppet? The no strings attached little puppet? The one I was playing with?
Hard hat boy.
Yeah.
Hmm?
The one that had the clipboard that was giving you all those little citations.
Oh, yeah,
Clipboard.
do you still have those?
Yes.
She's going to just casually, just in front of him, just touch the pile of papers and watch them burn.
As it burns, another little, scroll pops into existence, but before it can open up and do its little raspberry at you, Lord Regulus reaches out, grabs it, and with a sound like tearing fabric, snatches the OSHA boy into being in front of you. And it's the one wearing the hard hat and clipboard, and as he's like, it looks like his hand is about to drop the scroll before he looks around, sees everybody, and kind of gives a little like, hey, wave to everybody in the room. And he turns around and sees Lord Regulus standing there, and immediately his hand is filled with clipboard and pen.
I'll burn them again.
Lord Regulus looks at him and says, we need a favor. And while impossible for it to be done, Lord Regulus looks at the OSHA boy, who's kind of giving off the distinct impression that he's like cocked an eyebrow at him. And he says, I want to be part of the peace treaty. And the OSHA boy kind of looks at you. At all of you.
But not me.
And then
upon
seeing Rev,
just carrying Ellie's bag around,
he walks over to you, Rev. He reaches out 2 fingers, and he plucks a single feather.
Oh!
And replaces it with his rather used up quill.
Bruh.
And he kind of just pats the spot, and he walks back over, dips it into the inkwell, and he's like, okay.
He's using the new feather.
I slowly just like, Rev slowly turns his head to Nyx. You know, like that slow just...
Did he really just do that?
Would you like the ladle? You have to return it afterwards, but would you like the ladle?
I grab the ladle. Rev grabs the ladle and throws it at the ocean boy.
Full chuck!
Roll me a dexterity.
Damn.
The Osha boy sees the ladle coming, and wielding his clipboard like a sword, parries it out of the air, and poses heroically as the ladle reappears in Nix's hand.
Oh, I get it back no matter who throws it. Oh, I like this magic power. This is my new staff. Nobody can take it from me.
Okay, Rev makes a
Oh my
sound
god.
that I can only describe.
Just make vines come out from the bottom and top of it and forge it into a...
And then I can just eat my staff at people and it come right back to me.
Yeah, no, it just... As you wind up to throw it, the vines just retreat into it and you just throw it and it just turns into a spoon.
And even better, I can use it to get myself soup. I don't even like soup.
All the benefits. All the benefits.
I don't even like soup. But it's
You
fine.
just haven't had good soup then.
What were you saying, Rev? I'm sorry.
Rev makes a noise that I can only describe as like a... Not like a howl hooting, but like just annoying and annoyed, like an annoyed high pitched. Yeah, but not like screaming, just you know.
Osha boy raises his hands up and he kind of palms towards you in a placating gesture, begins scribbling on the clipboard, and it says, "I'm sorry, needed new pen."
May I try and take the pen and write on the clipboard saying, "Don't care, why me?"
You can. He replies with the message on the clipboard.
Wait. Before. Okay, I've decided that every time I write something, I'm putting a DC 10 on that. Or dice check 10, yeah. So if it's below 10, it's incoherent. Just to make it fun.
Alright. So as he writes back to you, it says, "Needed new feather. You're the only one with feathers."
True.
I write back fair. Yeah.
What?
Fair, yup, a 20.
Bargain, 100.
I can just I wrote this in the most just elegant, like, it's the most elegant word ever. It's like it's got little shadows and everything.
When SpongeBob wrote "the" on that piece of paper, and it was the only thing there. It's just that so elegantly drawn.
God damn it.
Fair. The word fair is just so elegantly drawn onto this clipboard. Oh god, this is gonna be fun. Well, at least I have a proper way of communicating now besides yes or no questions and really bad charades.
As you do this, he begins writing, the Ocean Boy begins writing the Treaty of the Fey Realm. And as he does so, Lord Regulus takes it. And there's a brief moment where Lord Regulus looks directly at the Osha boy as he begins to write the name Regulus. And the Osha boy slowly shakes his head no.
But writing down his name is dangerous, though.
Yeah.
Lord Regulus, with a very, very deep put upon sigh, writes his name across the bottom of the page, and then says,
Quick, cover him up
one
with vines so
favor.
no one sees it.
Well, the rule is the favor gets paid back, and he takes his name back.
But how does that work with writing it down? Because you can always just look back at the paper and know the name.
But you will have no knowledge of who it is.
That makes no sense.
We could do it. Well, give me a second.
You could just.
It will be unintelligible to anybody who reads it.
You know, that's happened to me sometimes. IRL. I'll just look at a fucking word and I'm like, what is this? I'm like, oh, I'm dumb. It's this word.
Yeah, that happens way too often.
With that, the OSHA boy kind of mimes something to Lord Regulus, and you see Lord Regulus, his jaw drop open. He's like, "That's what you want?" The OSHA boy shakes his head yes, vigorously. And he's just like,
His jaw just
"What?
flies off.
As you know, as you wish." And as he snaps his fingers, nothing happens that you can notice. And the OSHA boy bows low before disappearing from the Fey realm. With that, Lord Regulus turns to you and says, "Everything will be as safe as it possibly can be. Nobody will get in here, and the people of Duweld and Varden need not have anything to worry about." And with that, I will be wrapping this one up.
No, I'm still in my bag.
Gonna stay
I'm
in
gonna
that
forget the
bag.
question I'm gonna forget the question that I need to ask my brother.
Oh wait, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. What is the
We're gonna
question you
ask
have for your
him
brother?
if there was anything left of my house that would, like, signify where or what fucking dimension I need to go to now. For the one thing is kill. No, I have to bring that creature back alive. I don't know how to bring it alive because if I kill it, the curse is broken. I'm really confused on why he wants it alive.
Those reasons are for him to know alone. However, your brother says 2 words. No, it's 1 word. Brimstone. And it is all he can manage before he drifts back to sleep.
Well, that doesn't help me at all.
It helps you plenty. Do a little bit of Googling and see which realms are made of brimstone.
How much money do we have, and can I buy like a notepad with a pen? One of these days, if we come across
Yes.
the place.
Yes, you can. That's
Okay.
barely a
kinda
We have
required.
plenty.
It's gonna be.
Granted, I
You-
do need. I actually need to get some material.
We need to start doing foraging. I swear we never do.
Yes, but we somehow have food all the damn time.
Well,
Actually,
we keep
when was
getting...
the last time y'all sat down to eat? Oh yeah, y'all keep getting brought to feasts and stuff.
I was gonna say, we ate to the Fey Realm last.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
You just
Say
keep that
goodnight
magical
to the
teapot.
recording.
Mm-hmm.
I assume the next
Or not.
session is
I'm turning it
happening
off either
Tuesday.
way.
Good night.
Mwah.
Nope. Come on.
Mr. Pepperoto.